I'm going to show you 6 ways how developing an athlete mindset will help you elevate and achieve your entrepreneurial and career goals. By the end of this video, you'll have clear and actionable steps that are going to help you build discipline, consistency, and success in your business and your fitness. If you're new here, my name is Kiandra Brown. I am a fitness coach and professional athlete, and my goal is to come on here and help you to not have to make the same mistakes that I did on my fitness journey. Number one, I call out myself on my BS, okay? So alhamdulillah, I've had a lot of coaches, I've had a lot of mentors throughout my life, throughout my fitness journey, my business journey, all of that good stuff. And I've always chosen people who will call me out. So I've been able to now identify and see the patterns where I tend to slip or I tend to, not hold myself to as high of a standard as I want to. And because I'm able to identify that through having mentors, through having coaches in the past, I call myself out on it, okay? I call myself out on it literally, like in the mirror. I will look at myself and be like, Kiandra, like I'll talk to myself in like third person. I'm not crazy, okay? I promise you I'm not crazy. And it works. So I'll call myself, I'll be like, Kiandra, you're slipping right now. You're better than this. Let's be better. And I'm able to go like Bismillah and take that to the next level, right? So if coach says baseline, you need to run it down and back, go to full court and back, right? And you are this far away from the baseline. Did you actually touch the baseline? Like, no, you didn't. And the difference in effort and the difference in what you're actually exuding in that moment is nothing. But the mindset behind it and the why behind what you're actually doing, why you're actually doing it is immense because you're trying to test and see what you can get away with. Right? But when you only have to respond to yourself, you're able to tell, no, I'm going to touch the line. I'm going to do things to my full ability, and I'm going to have integrity in everything that I do. It comes back to this idea of not lying to yourself on what needs to get done in order to achieve the results that you want to achieve. So I had this mentor of mine at one point, and he was really, really pushing me to get to the next level in terms of my athletic ability. Okay. And he was, alhamdulillah, he was really, really good at what he did. I was doing my MBA accelerated in a year. So, okay, I was busy. And he wanted me to, on top of my already busy schedule, on top of already doing like 40 hours of basketball a week, plus, running 2 businesses, plus my MBA and all this stuff, whatever. He wanted me to add these 2 workouts. And I told him, coach, I don't have the time. And then he looked at me and he said to me, Kiandra, are these still your goals? A, B, and C are still your goals? I said, yes. He said, do you understand why my asking you to do this and this are going to help you achieve your goals? I said, yes, I understand. I just don't have enough time to do it. And he said, is it that you don't have time or is it that it's not a priority? And that really stuck with me. To this day, I always ask myself, I'm like, is it that I don't have time for this? Or is it that it's not a priority? Because at the end of the day, you're going to prioritize what's important to you. And if the things that you're prioritizing are not what's important to you, then you need to revamp how you use your energy and how you're using your time for it to be in line with your priorities. Number 2 is I take pride in working hard, and not only working hard, but working smart. Let me explain. So I know that I won't be able to achieve my goals overnight. And once you're an athlete and you get to this idea of, showing up to practice every single day and maybe not seeing the improvement that you want each day, but if you consistently stick to it and you do it for an extended amount of time, then you will see that you're getting closer and closer to your goals. So what I've been able to do is understand that every time that I show up, I'm getting one step closer to achieving my goals. Now, even if I do fail and I try again and I fail and I try again and I fail, it's not really a fail because it's really just feedback. Every time that you fail, it's just an opportunity for you to get feedback on what's not working and for you to try something else. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. Don't be insane. Don't drive yourself crazy. Work hard, but work smart. Number 3 is I know what being uncomfortable feels like, and I also know that I need to lean into it in order to achieve my goals. Playing at the Division 1 level and playing professional, I know what it's like to be uncomfortable. I know what it's like to lean into pain. I've had injuries, alhamdulillah. I've played through two torn labrums. I've played through herniated disc. I've played through, you can just name the injury. I've had it. What I've learned through that process is that I'm actually capable of a lot more than I think. I'm actually able to push through pain and push through being uncomfortable a lot more than you would realize. So I've been able to know where I can push myself and how far I can push myself. Like I've been able to prove that to myself. So that's helped me in business. Like I know, okay, yeah, Kiandra, right now I'm literally freezing, guys. Like it's so cool. That's why I have this video on. I had this like nice outfit picked out for this video, but guys, I'm so cold. And another time I would have just been like, okay, whatever. Like, someone could have just been like, whatever, like, I'm just going to go home. It's done. But no, I know that I need to get this video done. I know that I've already committed to doing this, and I'm uncomfortable, but it's okay because I'm still going to be okay afterwards. I'm going to go and warm up and have some tea and I'll be fine, right? So obviously like a very small example, but in the grand scheme of things, if you're someone who's starting out your business and you are starting to post content and you know that's uncomfortable, but you know it sucks and you don't want to do, you don't want to put yourself out there, but you know that by showing up consistently online, you're going to be able to achieve your goals with whatever it is with your business, then you know that, you know, it's okay to be able to lean into that uncomfortability, uncomfortableness, whatever we'll call it, because you know that it's going to help you to achieve your results, right? So basketball has taught me that, and I've been able to, you know, streamline that through business as well. Alhamdulillah. Number 4 is a bit odd, I would say, because not everyone would think about this if they're just going through like tips and tricks that like athletes use, but I track my cycle, I understand my cycle, and I plan around it. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is that I'm not using it as an excuse because it's never going to be an excuse. You know, if you're a mom, okay, you have your kids, they need you 24/7. They don't care if you're on your cycle. They don't care if you're low energy. If your kids need you, like they legitimately need you. The same thing at work. Like if your boss is telling you, I need you to complete this by end of day, you don't have the luxury of being like, no, I'm on my cycle, I don't feel great. Okay. But what I'm saying is that understanding how it affects you and then being able to plan around that. Okay, so let me explain. So I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm more irritable when I'm on my cycle, okay? And I also know what irritates me even more is if I don't have breakfast in the morning and I'm running on fumes, right? Because I will get hangry. I know this about myself. When I'm on my cycle, I will make it even more of a point of having a big breakfast and making sure that I am fueling early in the day so that I can prevent me being hangry or being upset or having low energy or having not a lot of patience, okay? So I know that people are still going to have high expectations of me. If it's a game day, if it's a championship game and I have cramps, like it does not matter, okay? It really doesn't matter because I'm still expected to show up and give 110% and perform, not even just give effort, but I'm expected to perform. I have to plan for and control what I can control. I can't control there's a championship game on that day. I can't control that coach is asking me X, Y, or Z. I can't change that my kid is sick while I'm on my cycle. Like it doesn't matter, but I know that I can control what I can control so that I can still show up to the best of my ability in that given time. Number 5 is I track data like a crazy person, okay? Everyone makes fun of me. My teammates will make fun of me, okay? Because I will wear my Whoop all the time. I will wear it 24/7 except for when I'm in the shower and I look at this data every single morning. I'm analyzing all of my habits and how that actually affects my performance, how that affects my recovery, what my strain looks like. And I curate a plan for myself every week, monthly in relation to that. Let me explain. I'm understanding that if at a certain workout, I, worked a bit harder or took more steps than normal, that I'm going to feel more afterwards, even if I didn't beforehand. Okay. And the reason for that is because I know how, I have seen this play out so many times. Like I will get hangry, guys. Okay. If you're watching this, you know that if I'm not eating properly, at least I will get hangry. Like it affects my mood a lot. So I will just remove those feelings and those reactions, based off of how I've been feeling throughout the day. And another point about tracking your data is that it helps you to understand what's working and what's not working. If you're feeling super low energy taking 15K steps a day, okay, well then what happens if we lower it to 12? What happens if we lower it to 10? What happens if we lower it to 8? How is that going to affect how you show up? How is that going to affect your energy levels, right? So if you're actually calculating this, if you're actually tracking this, then you're going to know how it affects you and you can plan accordingly. Elite athletes do this. Business owners need to do the same thing with their metrics. And number 6, probably the most important one, but I know who I like and I know who I like to be around. I know who fills my cup. So I will make sure that I put myself into communities, into situations, into groups of people that are going to elevate me and push me towards greatness. Now, in both sport and in business. Let me tell you this one story of the first time that I ever went to a Planet Fitness. So I was visiting my dad. My dad lives in Toronto, and I was visiting him, and I had to get my workout in. So I went to a Planet Fitness because I think they have a thing where you can get a free day pass or whatever. So I went in because it was only one day. So I went into the Planet Fitness, and look, no shade, no tea. If this is the only thing that you have access to, if Planet Fitness is the only thing that you have access to, then that's great. Alhamdulillah for you, right? Please utilize that to the best of your ability. Planet Fitness's business is literally built around this idea that only normal people go there. Not the people that want to lift super heavy, not the people who are training like athletes or anything like that. It's for normal people, okay? And I know I'm not normal. I know I don't train normally. And you know that like if anyone's gone to a Planet Fitness before, you know, like hunk alarm or whatever, I think it went off like 3 times on me because I was pushing myself in my workouts and people were staring at me the whole time. And I was like, okay, you know what? This is not the environment I want to be in because people are literally judging me for pushing myself and for trying to become a better athlete and a better, you know, person. So I'm like, okay, no, I'm losing brain cells right now. I can't stay in this environment. It's killing me. So you know what the next thing I did? I didn't go back to the Planet Fitness, guys. What I'm trying to say is put yourself in the rooms where people are going to elevate you and aren't going to shame you for trying to better yourself. So needless to say, alhamdulillah, now I only train in like high performance gyms, okay? Not where there's people who are in the mirror taking booty pictures or guys with their shirts off running around or whatever. None of that nonsense, okay? I want to surround myself with people who are better, who are there to train, who are there not to just like exercise, who are there to train and better themselves. You know, high level people who are busy, who need to come into the gym, get their workout in and get out. They need to get in, get out. They have a lot of things going. I want people who are genuinely there to learn, to be better, and again, to elevate themselves. Now, that doesn't have an age requirement, by the way, okay? I have seen, alhamdulillah, I have worked out around women who are like 60s in their 70s, 80s, mashallah, ripped, okay? Very, very strong, Allahumma barak. And those are the people I want to be around, okay? Because that's who I want to become, inshallah. If this video was helpful to you, like at all, please leave me a comment. I do read them and I want to know what you guys think. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next video.